Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday, and welcome to a new episode of Transcending The Culture. I am one half of your host and duo. I am James, and what's up, lady?
Hey, it's your girl Cat Queen. Happy to be here.
Listen, y'all, this is a really, really amazing show. We have a lot going on here with the podcast network. So, just a heads up to everybody. I know that we've been talking about it for quite some time, but what we are doing is now we are taking the audio and we are uploading to Apple, Spotify, and to all of the streaming platforms. So, this is the first episode that you are going to find on the audio format where you'll be able to go back and listen to the audio. So, we have kind of switched a couple things up just so that we make sure that we're paying attention to the people who are just listening to the audio and, obviously making it a little bit easier for them to be able to listen and not necessarily see the video, but they still know everything that's going on. So it's a lot going on here today. We definitely have some trending topics because we have not been on in a while. And I know you guys have noticed that we've been kind of taking little breaks here and there. Listen, life is life, and man.
Life is life, and I know y'all feeling it. So I can't be the only one. I can't be the only
It's
one going
like
through
that.
it. So
It's a whole lot going on, but this is all good. And usually at the end of the year, we kind of take, little breaks and we'll do a show and then maybe we'll do something 2 weeks later or we might do something in between. So there's a lot of stuff going on. We have a conversation coming up with Treasure Thompson that we're still working on getting scheduled. So you guys.
Yes, if you guys don't know, she is from the show The Real Black China. I love that show, and we've been seeing a lot of transformation between her and Black China, who goes by Angela White, and Treasure and her really coming to our own. So please make sure you are here for that interview.
Absolutely. So, without pushing this any further, we're actually going to go ahead and get into our guest tonight because we definitely are on a time frame. So we want to keep definitely keep to that, and then we'll definitely get to the trending topics toward the end. So once again, if you are just now tapping in, and I see some people who are actually popping in right now, so thank you guys for tuning in. I've been posting and sending out all day to everybody that I knew, social media and online and everywhere, just to make sure that we were going to have people in here. So if you are just popping in, welcome back to another episode of Transcending Culture, where we highlight the people whose light has shaped communities, careers, and culture itself. Again, I am James. I have the amazing and the beautiful Cat Queen with me today. And today's episode hits home for me in a special way. I know that it's going to be special to a lot of people, especially many people here in the city of Cleveland who are watching because they know exactly who we have on today. There are people whose impact does not come from grand gestures. It comes from consistency, compassion, and authenticity. For me, Kym Sellers is one of those people. If you have not guessed it, Kym Sellers is our guest tonight. When I first entered this world of media almost 25 years ago, 2001 is when I stepped into this. But when I first entered this world of media, I was young, I was nervous, I was very unsure of my voice, didn't really know what I wanted to do, didn't feel like I belonged. I had the privilege, the honor and the privilege of learning from Kym just by watching her work. She didn't have necessarily a whole lot to say. I mean, she was always humorous. We definitely talked a lot, but even so, it really was a lot of me watching what she was doing. Her presence alone was a masterclass in professionalism, grace, and purpose. She was proof that faith and hard work could exist in harmony and that you could shine without ever dimming somebody else's light. Over the years, she's become more than a voice on the radio. She's a community leader, a mentor, and a warrior, one who has turned her diagnosis of multiple sclerosis into a movement through the Kym Sellers Foundation, empowering thousands to fight, to hope, and to live. The conversation is personal for me today. It's gratitude in real time, and it's an honor to say or to finally say on air, thank you, Kym, for being one of the reasons I believed I could definitely do this. And it's interesting because with me doing all this video and me doing radio and doing all of this stuff, when I worked with Kym, I ran from the spotlight. Like no way, shape, or form would I have ever said at that time that I wanted to be on air, or any of that. Now, if I think in hindsight, I did. I really did want to be on air. Nervous, like I didn't talk to nobody, and I don't know if she remembers, but I very seldom said a whole lot. I was just quiet. I just did what I had to do and just minded my business. But she made the environment so much better for me because I was able to learn, even if it was just from, even if it was primarily from her. There was a lot that I was able to learn. I'll let you go ahead and chime in, Kat.
I all I can do is just match your sentiments. I mean, it's such a blessing to have her on today. I mean, this woman right here embodies truly what it means to transcend the culture. We all grew up listening to her, whether you were listening to it in the car, in the mornings, in your cubicle, or even like my family. Listen, we listen to the quiet storm, that voice, the silkiness to it. Ooh, it just brings back memories. And with me being a woman in media, and especially in the Cleveland area, this is someone I truly look up to. So, I mean, this is just, I love her career, and especially her work with bringing awareness and, fundraising for MS, because this is something we just had a guest on last time that dealt with that. We just had our last guest. And so with me having a lot of family members that deal with this, I'm learning. We all have our different things that we go through, but it's just so wonderful what she's doing. And my sentiments, the comments agree. She is a living legend, truly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, if you are just now tapping in, you are watching and listening to Transcending the Culture. And today we're sitting down with a true legend, the voice and the heart of Cleveland, in my opinion, and I believe in everybody else's as well. So join me in welcoming Kym Sellers to the platform.
Wow. You made me sound like I was somebody.
Listen, you are somebody. Like,
oh my God.
All I can say, like, even just starting off, is thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, if it wasn't for you, I probably would not have stuck around, at the station for as long as I did. Like,
wait, James. First of all,
yeah, I was scared. I was nervous.
I got beef.
Yeah,
so I got beef with you.
Yeah, I think you had a way of, even if it wasn't necessarily intentional, you just had a way of really letting off an aura that, like, this is where you belong. This is what you should be doing. Like, you're in the right place, and just keep going. And I took that from you.
Well, I have to always, pass it forward.
Yeah.
A lot of times people, they don't know what they want to do.
Right.
And I know that's what you said you are. But, for me, this is just what I do.
Yeah.
I like to share. I'm looking at your co-host. She's such a beautiful young lady.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see how you do. But it's a wonderful journey. It was a wonderful journey for me. I've had some wonderful people that have been in my life that have kind of paved the way. Then I want to just shout out, Lynn Tolliver.
Absolutely.
I would have never gotten that start.
Yeah.
And he actually gave me my start. And I really appreciate that. But it's been great. I love Cleveland. Everybody has been super awesome to me, and it's what I call home.
Yeah. Like, when I think back, even being a child, like, when I think of radio, I think of, just the two of us and, Lynn Tolliver and Ralph Poole and being on a part of that show. Like, what was that like for you to be in that atmosphere with, two giants in radio?
Well, for me, I always felt like I had to keep them in check, you know. They always went left or right, Solid, and he never bit his tongue. Ralph was a little wild,
Uh-huh.
even with Tolly, But it was a joy, Tolly was not only my um, co-host or the host
Yeah.
of the show. He was my boss, but he was my friend. And I've always believed in, reaching out to others. Tolly used to always tell me, treat your talent like a business, so that once you decide what you want to do, hone it, claim it, and make sure you take it serious. So I learned so much from him, um, just watching the way that
Right.
he moved and made things happen, And I met some wonderful people through radio. Some of them were listeners who became our good friends. And for me, that's the best part.
Right. Absolutely.
The people that you meet.
I look at the impact that you have made, not just in radio, but just in the world. Like, when I was there, and obviously looking at you, like you mentioned, having to keep them in check on the show. I feel like you had everybody in check. Like, when I did those remotes, like I knew, do not
Yeah.
act because Kym Sellers is here, and like I looked up to you at that time. I remember when we did those remotes, and one of your favorite songs that would come on all the time was Natalie Cole's "Love on My Mind," and you would be singing.
Oh my God, you're taking me way back, James.
That's like one of the things that stands out for me, and that I remember about you is I said that was one of her favorite songs, and anytime it came on the radio, like
Oh my
she got
God.
that song down.
James, I'm not that old, though. I'm not that
I know
old.
you ain't,
Oh,
but no,
yeah.
you want to tap in, Kat?
Yes, I just want to say it's such an honor to be speaking with you today. James, can you turn the background music down just a tad?
Oh
I think
yeah,
it's still playing a little bit.
I got
Um, but I really admire your career. I'm a woman in media. I've known what I want to do for a long time. I used to get in trouble in school for being too talkative. So I've always wanted to be in media. This is what I've done in school. So this is just it's talking to a living legend. Like this is talking to like this my shero right in front of me. Like I'm so excited. I've been just thinking about this all day. What was it like for you being such a powerhouse woman in your field and especially in Cleveland?
When you say that, it's hard to answer that because I didn't look at it like that. That honestly felt like I was going to work than just talking to my close friends, and nobody could hear. So I never felt what you felt, you know. I've always felt like I was just one of the girls. I always felt like I was one of the guys because I always worked with so many men. So I never really felt like that. But at the same time, I always felt like it was my job to look out for other women and who maybe needed help, whether it was their self esteem, whether it was their journey, no matter what it was, I feel like it was always my duty to kind of help them persevere over whatever they might be going through. So, what did it feel like? Did it just feel like being one of the girls, one of the homegirls?
Thank you for that. See, it's easy for me working with James because James is my cousin. So, we're just this is what we do all day on the phone and what we do at the reunions and stuff. So it's so easy to work with him, and we're able to laugh and really enjoy what we're doing. So I can definitely get that. I really wanted to thank you for being such an inspiration, especially to women like me. I am not in your shoes, but I do deal with a lot. I have a daughter that is special needs. And I had her at 17. So my whole life I've been taking care of this child and putting her first, and putting my career to the side, and now I'm finding a balance of that and actually finding success, especially in Cleveland. I'm from Akron, so Cleveland has welcomed me with open arms. Surprisingly, I've been finding a lot of success in Cleveland. I see you laughing about that. But I did want to say, you have interviewed so many artists, and especially in the eras of R&B and soul. Can you tell me about a time that you interviewed someone and it really stood out in your career?
Let me think. Um, Ice Cube.
Ice Cube. Okay. And why Ice Cube?
I loved him. He was super personable. He was honest, down to earth, engaging, all of the above. There's one artist who I won't say his name, but I'll say his initials. He was the worst. Then had BM. I'll say BMK. So something to think about. Sang a lot of ballads. Super difficult to deal with. So a lot of times when you get the I know who else? The brat. The brat
Mm-hmm.
was I loved her, absolutely loved her.
Mm.
So there's so many people, you come across. I could say Angela Wimbush. There's just so many that I've interviewed that I've loved. Oprah. I got a chance to meet Oprah. Of course, I was starstruck. But so many people that have been good. But really, to be honest, people always say that was the best part of the job, but it really wasn't. It was getting to know, people like yourself, everyday people who have a story.
Mm-hmm.
And you just told me you have a story.
Mm.
And I have a grandson who is autistic.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a whole nother chapter in our lives
Mm-hmm.
that we deal with. I can only imagine how you felt at 17, raising a child where you really have to give your whole heart. So,
Yeah.
everybody has a story.
Thank you so much for that. I see one of my cousins in the comments said, "My heart, Kayla." Yes, y'all heart, Kayla, acting up in school. Y'all got to get your heart together. Uh, but yes, at 17, and things were so much different. We didn't know a lot about autism and things like that when my daughter was coming up. I love that I'm able to help, and I've worked as an advocate for other parents and children with special needs. So I think like what you do, it's important to, when you go through things, to give back and pass down those knowledge and lessons that you've learned with growing through those things, so that the next generation can be prepared and things can change. And I do see that with a lot of more visibility with autism, and there's so many different events and things that I'm just really proud to say that I had a hand in kind of changing some of those things. So thank you so much for being so inspirational. And I love that you said the Brat and Ice Cube. Me and James love them. And
Yeah.
I really love that the Brat kind of got into media. I think that she was so personable that it really fit and made a lot of sense.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love it. I love that she's doing it and she's doing it well.
yeah,
Mhm.
She
absolutely.
really is.
And I'm going to pass it on over to James.
Okay. So actually, I think this is a really good segue to talk about your foundation because you have the two of you have been talking about even with autistic children, and there's so much going on these days where we're bringing so much more awareness to the difficulties and the struggles that a lot of children are having, that I would even say that a lot of children were experiencing some of these things back in our day, and it just wasn't really a name to it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It's been 25 years, 25 plus years since you launched the Kym Sellers Foundation. Like, why was it so important? Obviously you have had your journey with MS, but why was it so important for you to launch your foundation?
Well, first of all, let me say, um, I had to finally come to grips with myself because, I would go places and I had started to trip and kind of lose my balance.
Yeah.
And people would say that I was an alcoholic. Then I'm like, hold up, player. Everybody got a story.
Right.
I have a story. So I'm not an alcoholic.
Right.
And so I told fibs about a pulled muscle. I told fibs about, something just didn't work today or whatever I could think of, I would tell fibs. And then I said, why am I not telling the truth? Like there's another story I want to share with you. My mother had a friend who worked at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And this gentleman was diagnosed with MS. And in 5 years, he quickly went down. It was so difficult for him. So just a lot happened in such a short amount of time that he took his life. And that hurt me. It hurt me bad.
Right.
And I figured that maybe if I could have just said something, just anything, that maybe would have made a difference in the outcome that he chose. So I knew at that point that I had to do something. I had to stop um, telling stories, stop telling fibs, but just be honest, to be authentic with it. So that's what I did. And I never knew that so many people would be diagnosed with MS.
Hmm.
Then, just in case you don't know, Northeast Ohio is the hotbed for MS. So there are more and more people that are being diagnosed with MS right here in this area than anywhere in the United States.
Absolutely.
Why is that? We don't know. So it's my job, it's my duty, and I'm taking it to be my responsibility to create the awareness, to let people know that my story could be your story. So we keep trying to raise awareness, educate people, and reach out to as many people as we can.
Well, I'll be honest.
Wow.
I have so much love, respect, admiration for you just because of what you've done with this foundation. And I will admit wholeheartedly that when I came into the radio station, like I knew very little about MS. So it was through you, and then obviously through you launching your foundation that I was able to learn some things. I used to come to some of the meetings at they would be in Warrensville Heights at the community center on Emory, and
Mhm.
I would come to some of the events that were going on, and this was years ago, but it was so educational for me. And then the information that I was able to gain and learn from you, it ended up helping me later down the line. I have lupus, and I wasn't diagnosed until 2016. And obviously something very different, but it just gave me some perspective, just in terms of how to maneuver, how to move forward, and
Yeah.
you've done it so gracefully. Like anybody looking at you, like you have worked, like you worked your entire career and you pushed forward and you did it, even when you were hurting and when life was life, and as we said at the beginning of the podcast,
Yeah.
that has motivated so many people. Like I swear to God, I have thought all like the last 5 days, how can I fill her room with roses before we do this podcast? And like, because I wanted to do something like that. Um, and you coming on this podcast, it really is like a precursor to a segment that we're going to do. And as simple as it sounds, I'm just calling it the thank you segment, where I'm going back to everybody that I feel had something to do with why I'm here and what it is that I'm doing. So I had to start with you. So you were my first person, but
Wow,
I got
baby.
Russ Parr because I was telling you he called Ella and said, "Hey," and he didn't know me from a hole in the wall. Like I blind emailed him, and you can't do that these days. Like you'll never get to anybody.
Oh, I know, right?
I
Right.
was listening to the show, and I said, "Let me send him an email."
Wow.
And wouldn't you know, he responded in like 10 minutes and said, "Let me reach out to somebody." And 2 days later, I was there at the station talking to Ella, and then
That's Russ. That's
you
Russ.
fly, and everybody that was there,
Well,
and then
you made me cry. So, I
yeah.
mean, your letter was so well written and so nice. I had to look at the letter. You were talking about me. I'm, oh my gosh.
I sure was. And like you made a comment that said, it's interesting to know that somebody really still cares. Like, we love you, Kym Sellers. Like on these comments, like everybody putting in on these comments, all these hearts that they putting in here and saying we love Kym Sellers. Like you are that person here in the city of Cleveland. So it's such an honor to have you here on the podcast. I was gonna ask you really just in terms of how radio and media has really changed. Like it has evolved so much over the years. What do you think today's generation of media personalities could take you know, from the classic era?
Well, I think, to be honest, the younger generation that's already paving the way. They've taken what we used to call radio and incorporated it in to different social media platinums
Uh,
Mhm.
and not only develop them, but figured out how to make money doing it. And
Mm.
I love, I mean, they're killing it. They are killing it. Where, they no longer have to get a rejection letter
yeah,
from a program director.
yeah.
So they can go ahead and do it themselves.
I was I love how now, if you're sitting at home and you decide that you want to do this, like you literally can just start your own platform and start
Absolutely.
everything yourself.
I love it. I love it. If you don't mind, I just wanted to say the Ready Red. And they said, where do you get your strength? And I think that's so important for people to let family members in. A lot of times we're going to deal with things on our own without the help of anyone. But whatever your story is, and again, everybody has one, don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid to share because you just never know what someone else is going through. Their story could be worse. Their story may not be as bad, but I think that when we open our arms and allow people to love us for who we are, I think you'll find yourself so much better. So I appreciate some of these comments that are coming and I'm willing to. I just absolutely love Cleveland. And I will tell you this that's another person I didn't mention. Gerald Levert.
Mm.
Gerald Levert was one of my
when I te- when I tell you he was one of my best interviews, like he was one of my best.
mine as well. Mine as well. Absolutely love Gerald. I miss Gerald and Gerald really is one of the reasons why the foundation has gone on. I remember after maybe it was maybe year 3 or 4, and I said to Jill, this is too much work. I'm tired. And Gerald said to me, Kim, if you keep the foundation, if you keep it going, I will come and I will perform for free. And yeah, he actually did it.
And but that was his heart. And
Wow.
like you knew that when you talked to him, at least when I talked to him, I knew that what he was doing, it was out of pure love. Like literally, I was part of a press day for Atlantic Records and ended up doing an interview with him. And what was supposed to be a 15-minute interview ended up being 2 hours. Um, and we sat and talked about life and about family and just about life and living. And it was just so cool. And you don't find people like that, like who are that personable and just real. Um,
Not anymore.
he absolutely was
I
one of
don't, I
those.
don't know if you guys, do you remember Donnie Simpson?
Absolutely. I was just watching because he has a new podcast on
Oh,
now.
really? No, nice.
Yeah, I was just
Mm.
watching. He had
And
Bob Johnson on. I was just watching yesterday.
at Joe's funeral, it was so interesting because Donnie got up to, say a few words and he was talking about all this stuff about how Joe was his buddy and nobody was closer to him than Joe the Bird and blah, blah, blah. Then he said he got to Cleveland. And he was like, damn, Gerald was everybody's best friend.
Uh-huh.
I was the only one.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, he
gave me
definitely made an impact.
that.
Yeah, he definitely made an impact. And, just, and speaking of the Leverts, they all, had that, they all made that type of an impact. And especially, Eddie, like I've had the pleasure and the honor of talking to him a couple times. And, he's been the same. I just talked to him a few months ago and he's still, at his age, he's still putting out new music. So,
The first time I met Eddie, he kept saying, hey, you're Kim the Wine Sellers. I said, what? She said, Kim the Wine. I'm like, Eddie, this Kim with the Y. And he had made his own name. He made him his own name. But you can never get on top of OG like that. So I love Eddie just as well.
well, I just have a couple more questions. Actually, two more questions. The first one being, how do you maintain faith and motivation on your hard days, and when you're struggling?
That workout, whether it's my exercise machine that I have, whether it's my arm machine. I'm a gym rat. I love a gym. I'm telling you, I do. But when I find myself doing workouts, which, let me be completely honest, they're a lot more difficult than what they used to be. They get tougher and tougher. And I'm okay with that because it is what it is. But for me, exercise was no not important, especially for those people living with MS. I want them to remember that movement is medicine. And a lot of times we get lazy. The older we get, we don't want to move. We don't want to do anything. But we got to keep moving, no matter what your story is. Movement is medicine. Remember that.
That's so beautiful. I did have one question.
Okay.
Um, you always played the music of our lives. Like we were having our different moments throughout our lives, and we would hear your voice and we would hear your music. I was wondering, do you have a certain album that would be the soundtrack of your life, or a certain album that really speaks to you throughout your life?
I do, but unfortunately, Kat, you might not remember this.
Well, school me. I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn. I'm pretty sure James will know it.
There
Oh,
was,
see, I see.
there was a group back in the day called the SOS Band.
Oh, listen, man, listen. You can't tell me nothing about the SOS man.
I love it. They had a song on there called Weekend Girl.
Uh-huh.
And I was your weekend girl. I lived for the weekend. That was really who I was. And no matter what we did, my girls, Chris, Felicia, back in the day, we had a good time. That we always tried to keep each other, making sure that we were safe. So that's us, man. Weekend Girls, if you don't know it, check it out. I love it, love it, love it.
I'm gonna have to play that this weekend while I'm out partying for Halloween.
Right.
Weekend girl. That sounds like just up my alley.
Listen, I know it and I love it. I had the and this is, again, I really attribute a lot of this to you and me being able to progress and do a lot of this stuff. But I had the pleasure of interviewing one of the members of the SOS band. So
Oh, I love them.
that's one of my favorite songs, and really their whole catalog.
They,
So
they,
I get where you're coming from with that.
they actually did one of our benefits, and it was one of the best. They laid it out that what was that the Science Center right there,
Okay.
the Great Lakes Science Center.
Yeah.
So yes, that was love them.
The phrase "transcending the culture," I think that it fits your journey perfect. I think that you have done so much, just for urban culture, the people here in the city of Cleveland. Like, what does that phrase "transcending the culture" mean for you personally?
I hope that it means that I've given people the vision that it's always okay to reinvent yourself. A lot of times we start living, as you said, life be life, and we get
Oof.
comfortable. We don't want to change. But I love this whole new vibe of young folks where, you know, I don't want to be a hairstylist anymore. I want to travel the world.
Absolutely.
People, I'm just saying this is what people say, and now nobody will question it. Back in my day, when I was younger, my father would have had a fit. Because they always want you to grow up. Got a lot of big corporation, didn't do things, but I think we're changing the way we see how things are done. For learning to accept and be happy. There's just so many. I mean, I remember when guys would get their ears pierced, and your mother would have a heart attack.
Right.
You know, now, you probably love a guy, but that has both of his ears pierced. So things are changing,
Absolutely.
and I love the way people are comfortable with who they are and not afraid to be their authentic self. Angel Reese. Of course, I know a lot of people know Angel.
Hmm.
And I had a chance to meet Angel. Her and my daughter played basketball together, but I love what she says. She's unapologetic.
Hmm.
And I think that people should live more with that in their minds. Be unapologetic for who you are. Be happy, with where you are and what you're doing. And transcending the culture. Think every day for showing people, no matter what your dream is, no matter what your dream is, it's attainable. Definitely. So I love that.
Woo!
Right.
I'm over here like, yes, let me
Right.
go. Let me just, I can do anything now.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely, I absolutely got that from you. Again, I just want to say how grateful I am to you, with this podcast and just the entire network. Because what I have, my company, it is the podcast network. We have an internet radio station, and we have a digital magazine. So I've been publishing the magazine since 2014, and it's been an amazing journey. But I just, like, I know in my mind, I know in my heart that all of the things that I have done, like, I got all of the tools to be able to do that, from being there and, getting my start with ZAK, and being able to work side by side with you, in the 2 years that I was there at the radio station. And I'm grateful to you. I appreciate you so much. As some way or someday, you're gonna have a room full of roses. So I'm gonna figure that out and figure out a way to surprise you with that. I was trying last week, and I said, okay, I ain't figured it out yet, but I'm just grateful to you. And it's not just the world that you've inspired, but you've inspired your daughters. Like, yeah, like they are successful, and they are doing amazing. Like, playing sports and playing, like you did the damn thing, Kym Sellers. So
Oh, well, thank
really
you.
proud of yourself, because you have done amazing by the world. You've done amazing by your children. Like, you've done amazing by so many people, even when you didn't think that you were, or that you were making a difference. And, like, people out here, they love you. Like, they love you, and they cherish you for what you did. All the years that you were with ZAK. And then I listened, when you went to Voice It for a little bit. And I said, I just can't let go of Kym Sellers.
Oh my God. No, you did not.
So, like, I really, really appreciate you. Like, you laid that foundation for me, absolutely, and I think for so many other people. Do you have any kind of final comments or final thoughts that you want to get out there before we let you go?
Yes, I want to say this. First of all, thank you so much for having me. And for the kind words that you wrote to me. I can't thank you enough. But most importantly, I'd like you and Kat to make me a promise, and that is that you will pay it forward.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's so much out here that's going on. So many things are changing and transcending. But the more we share, the more we look out for our people, the better off we will all be.
Absolutely.
So that's my wish.
Well,
I love that. And I just wanted to say thank you for that as well. And anything that you have coming up as far as any fundraisers, we would love an invite or anything you have going on to bring awareness. I would love to be involved. I will do a little shameless plug. Your girl Kat I do event hosting. I do a little bit of modeling.
All
I
right.
do stand-up comedy. And I also do motivational speaking. So if you ever need any of these services, I am always here. So
Then I'd love to hear. I would love to do something together. That would be awesome.
thank you so much. I'm just still in awe. It's just like being able to talk to your legends while they're here and be able to just love on you and give you your flowers. Like this is just so amazing. I know me and James gonna be kikiing all night. Like, oh, I
right.
can't
Oh
believe
my God.
this. Like you are such a national treasure. Like you just don't even know, and you're so humble. And we just love you so much.
I
Well,
think
thank
that's the biggest
you.
piece of it is the idea of being humble. And that absolutely is what I took from you. Like I knew when I was there with you and what you were doing, like you were doing it because you loved it. You were doing it
No,
because you loved it. You did an amazing job at it, and you made sure that everybody else was doing their part and doing it the way that they were supposed to do it as well. I couldn't ask for nothing else because those type of things helped me. As I got into interviewing celebrities, and in the very beginning, I did all of my interviews over the phone, and then once social media picked up and that type of stuff, and I was able to start traveling. Then I was able to get out. I've done, Essence Fest, BET Awards, Soul Train Awards, and all of that kind of stuff. But I feel like all of the tools that I needed, I got from that period when I was, side by side with you. So again, I know I've said it a bunch of times, but I'm grateful to you. I thank you immensely because I know that I would not be where I am today. I might be somewhere, but I would not be where I am today had it not been for that time able to spend with you and to be able to pick up some of those tools. So thank you so, so much for everything you've done for me.
well, thank you. And don't forget about us little people.
Listen,
Don't forget about us.
I absolutely will not. Thank you very much. You have a good evening, Kym.
You as well. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye bye.
All right, y'all. Listen, I'm so excited about us having done that interview.
Oh, I'm over here about to cry. I'm just listen, like I just love her so much. Like it's just so, we've been so grateful to be able to talk to some of our, like the most influential people that have touched our careers. So this is a big thing. Like I know that, some people, they like, who they interviewing and what, like, listen, get hip, transcend this culture, learn something, okay? Learn about these legends. Like we have our living legends here, and they have obviously what she just gave us, a wealth of knowledge. So I'm just forever grateful.
Yeah, I'm super grateful to her coming on to the podcast. I didn't even know if she was going to agree to do it, or how soon she would get back to me. I would say she's always been humble, so I don't even think it was a matter of whether she would do it or not. I think it was just more so will it get to her in time, because like literally I reached out and I think she responded maybe within 2 or 3 days or something like that. So I mean it was just like super super cool. I'm excited to have brought her on, and it's so many other people who I want to bring onto the podcast. And I am creating this segment. It's called the Thank You segment. And it's really an opportunity for me to be able to reach out to all of the people who I feel were instrumental and had something to do with me being here. I don't think we say thank you enough. And I say that all the time, but I don't think that we say thank you enough to people. And, some people do a lot, um, to really help us move forward and to help us get
Mhm.
to that place. And that's the thing that I know you and I talk about it all the time, just in terms of, how some people help, some people don't. A lot of people try to walk over you. People keep and, all kinds of stuff. But, we just keep going. But I'm grateful to her and to people like her, who really take the time to really nurture somebody else and, help them move forward and not for an ulterior motive. So, like,
Mhm.
her helping out and her doing XYZ, it wasn't no motive behind it, but to help me grow and to help me get to that next level. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments that was in there. Tiffany, thank you so much.
Yes.
I saw Reese in there.
Yeah,
Um,
we had a lot of our
yeah,
transcenders came through. Listen, she brought them out, okay? And it's so much love. I've never seen so many hearts in the comments. Like they are loving on Kym Sellers. So
yeah.
I'm
Um,
just so excited. I did have a couple announcements to make before we
okay.
get into these hot topics. You guys, I know you guys are ready for spooky season. I forgot to wear my stuff. Let me get in the let me get in the mood real quick. Let me get in the
Look, this is where we need Tiffany on because what did Tiffany have on her head the last time?
She did. Oh no, she did the reindeer ears and stuff.
Okay,
She
yeah.
had her stuff ready, but I almost forgot it was spooky season. What am I doing? So you guys know that Friday is Halloween. So if you guys are still looking to celebrate, I will be hosting a party at Space 65.
Okay.
So if you guys want to wear your costumes, get down with the Queen of Halloween. You know how I get down, always dressing up as something. Make sure you hit me up. I believe you can look up the event on Eventbrite, but I will be posting tonight and tomorrow, and up until then, all the details. You guys know I usually host. I've hosted wine and R&B at that space in the past, so you guys know it's going to be fun. It's going to be lit.
Absolutely.
So get your tickets and just check out my social media at Cat Queen to get more information. Also, the past weekend I walked in the Embrace Thy Curves fashion show, guys. It
Yeah,
finally happened. I made my runway debut. I want to give a big shout out to Reese for coming through. Reese came through
I
and
love you.
represented
I
for
love you.
UG Digital.
I do.
And we also have Mama Cat as well as Corey coming through. And I just want to talk about a couple of designers that I walked through and then some that stood out. So we had a big standout from the crowd, which is Lucid Art. And this is from a designer straight out of Akron. You guys know she is the exclusive stylist for Big Lex on Baddies. So she had a truly beautiful collection. I walked for Pure Gazelle, which is a line that mixes traditional African prints with modern silhouettes. So the outfit I had on, actually, people were abuzz about it because it was a skirt that had a pocket like a hoodie, so you could put your hands in the little hoodie pocket that was on the skirt. It was really, really beautiful. And then lastly, we had Blank Canvas. So I walked for Blank Canvas, and they had it's a men's line as well as active wear and sweats. So I will be posting some pictures tomorrow, and you guys will be able to see me in my outfits as well as some of the other designers. We also had Studio Noel and Living Art. So we had some different performances. It was truly a wonderful show. So guys, I was so excited. I was so nervous. But I mean, I was told I did great. I told I was very fashionable, darling.
Listen,
Uh,
I just want to cut in. I just gotta say kudos to you, cuz like I think it's beautiful. I hate that I couldn't be at the show, and I think
Mhm,
that's why I'm, so much more grateful for Reese. Like
mhm,
Reese, if you are still watching, because I know you was on here, I love you. Thank you so much for. Thank you just for always supporting us and the
mhm,
stuff that we have going on, and thank you for being there for Kat. Like I know this was a huge event for you, like
mhm,
a huge undertaking for you, and with everything else that's just been happening in life. Like you still managed to pull everything off without a hitch, and you did a bomb ass job. And I just want to give you your kudos and love and respect to you because it's a lot, cuz like it's a
it's
lot,
it's
but you
it's definitely a lot. And it's no secret, our transgenders know I have been life, and this autism mommy life is not for the weak. I have been dealing with a lot. Actually, we was getting calls from a babysitter at the fashion show like, when are y'all coming home? This child is driving me crazy. So what you guys may see as someone that's struggling, or somebody that's inconsistent, is just somebody just trying to do their best, that's just out here doing their best, as we all are. So like Kym Sellers said, everybody has a story and everybody deserves grace. We are all just living in one of the hardest times right now in America. So I'm just thankful that, my family and my team, everyone was behind me. Thank you to Darcia Vega, and just the designers that had me working with them, all the models that I met along the way. And I've actually gotten a couple auditions since that, a couple potential bookings from that. So I'm very excited to be starting my modeling journey. I will be doing a couple of hosting a couple of things coming up, so stay tuned. We are still going to be having Cat Got Your Tongue. I know it's been a long time waiting, but life been life. And so we do have the designer for Lucid Art, who is the stylist for Big Lex, and who has been kind of traveling with the baddies and stuff. So we are going to be having her as the first guest. So we're going to get a little bit of insight on this season, because y'all know baddies have been going up. So let's start off. I'm gonna give you, because I know James don't be watching no baddies, but we're gonna get into these hot topics. We're gonna get into these hot topics a little bit, and I'm gonna start off with baddies. I am inconsistent with watching baddies. I'm more of a person that watch from the social media side. I like to know all the drama and stuff that's going on. And your girl Krishan Rock been at it. Y'all favorite one tooth wonder at it again, y'all. This time she fighting her sister again. She fighting production. She didn't already. They only been shooting for maybe a couple 2-3 weeks, and she's already been kicked off or left the show. She has been very inconsistent with the Blueface is locked up. And then she's dealing with this child that allegedly she is denying has disabilities, when we can clearly kind of see that there, especially me as a parent of a child that and
I thought I lost it.
Wait a minute. I don't know what happened.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We done lost Cat, y'all. I hear you.
I'm trying to come back. Yo, no. Okay, I'm back. Uh-oh. I feel like am I can you see me, or you can't see me?
Well, I saw you, but you were frozen though. You frozen.
But I do see. No, y'all. Hold on. Let me go out and come back in. Hold on.
Technology. Let me see. Okay, there she goes. Okay, there you go.
It wouldn't be Transcending the Culture if it wasn't at least one technical difficulty per episode. Okay, bear with me, y'all. And this is the reason why Cat Got Your Tongue is a little delayed, because listen, the technical difficulties I cannot take it. But yeah, so like I was saying, Krishan Rock is running amok, not taking care of the baby. fighting her sister. Her sister have been having a long feud, and everybody's is kind of coming out that she's so-called homeless and just toting the baby from place to place. She had a PR relationship with the rapper, and the rapper came out and said that she was not taking care of the baby only drinking milk, and he too, that she's really basically allegedly, a lot of people around her are saying that she's being neglectful to the baby because she doesn't want to be a mother to a special needs child. So that's really what's going on in the baddies world.
I don't know
Hey,
nothing about no baddies. You wasn't even.
hey, hey, Ron Ledford.
What's up, Mr. Ledford?
Yeah, I know you didn't know nothing about it, but I know you know the major players, so that's all you really need to know. She running amok as usual. So prayers for Krishan Jr.
You said running amok. You sound like
running amok around the castle.
right.
The BAM. The BAM. CTH. In that order. She was so serious too. She ain't even know she messed up. I miss Mama D. But so yeah, that's all that's going on in there. So let's go from the ratchet reality show to the network ratchet reality show. What's going on with the Braxtons, y'all?
Too much.
We are the Braxtons, and you see that they are tripping. They got too much going on in Braxton's. Did you see what was the latest drama with them?
I did. Listen. I ain't even gonna turn my camera off. Give me a second.
Okay, guys. So let me get into some different I'm getting some hot topics James don't know nothing about. We have been seeing the queens going at it. The rapper queens have been going at it, y'all. Allegedly, they said that Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion haven't fallen out. Do you guys know anything about that? They claim that Glo has jacked her whole swag. They said that she's taken her style, she's taken her stage presence. She has her own new gay best friend stylist that she's been toting around, and they said she even stole her twerking style, y'all. They said that Glo's been throwing the clappers just like Meg was. So I don't know what's going on, y'all. We see Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, things have gotten quiet, but there's still some behind the scenes issues. Let's see. Ron said, listen, let's talk about Toni Braxton going on tour with New Edition and Boyz II Men. Yes.
Yeah, now that's hot.
This is the hottest tour that has had everybody a buzz. Like, this is really some titans going on tour. Like, you might see, New Edition with some different people, but Toni, Boyz II Men, like, I wonder how much these tickets are going to cost, because I need to be there. I don't care if I'm all the way in the back. I'm going to be in another sad love song. Okay.
Listen, let me tell you. New Edition, first and foremost. I could go see New Edition 10 times in a year. Mm-hmm. Like, they do a bomb show. When I tell you, I went one year. One year I went with Joy because they were with Jodeci, and Casey and JoJo are the cousins. Mm-hmm. So we went to, because they were there, and Stephanie Mills was there too.
Stephanie Mills.
Well, she was there seeing the show because she was performing the next day with but they do a bomb show. New Edition, Boyz II Men. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. I ain't really been feeling Boyz II Men for a long time, but when I heard about this tour, I was like, I really want to see.
Now, are they still like a member is missing or something?
It's still a member missing. I don't know what the deal is with that. I think it was. I don't know.
Is it Wanye? Is the one that's gone
no? It wasn't. It wasn't the main ones. Wanye.
Okay.
So Sean,
is it the one with the deep voice that be like, baby, I'm so sorry.
I'm done with you. But
oh man, that is so crazy.
I do want to go see that show though. I think
he said coming to Detroit February 20th, 2026. Ron, get the tickets, Ron, and we'll be there.
I want to go. I'm gonna get.
I want to go and listen.
They ain't gonna be as much as the residency tickets, so I'm gonna get some.
Yeah, and we didn't see New Edition, but we saw Belle Biv DeVoe. when we went to go see Escape. And remember, they had threw a rose at me. I'm sitting there with the rose in my mouth, like, yeah.
Did they throw a rose at you, or did 112? I thought it was 112.
No, it was Belle Biv DeVoe. They had a set, and they was bringing people up, and they had asked me to go up, but I didn't know what they wanted me to do. So I'm like, I don't know, because your girl, they tell me to dance, I get to bend over throwing booty, and now I'm kicked out the arena. So I didn't know what.
See what I'm saying? I mean, you already almost got kicked out for.
Your girl almost got kicked out because second row become first row to Cat real quick. All you need to do is one hop. So
we had second row seats. Cat that maneuvered her way up to the front row. Somebody was like, she in my seat.
But the thing is, they came so late. Like, dang, we had to half the concert over. I'm like, shoot, nobody's sitting here. Well, excuse me. Now Corey talk about do your Tony Braxton voice. Who do you think I am? Don't you know that he was my man? But I chose to let him go. Listen, that's my fact. Listen, I might have to listen. I'll be doing the little shimmy, the little. You know who I was back then. You know I had your girlfriend. You listen, I'm telling you, listen, that was my jam. So if I go see Tony, please just know I'm dressing up and I'm singing. So you and Ryan might want to sit on the other side of the arena because I might be acting a fool. Okay.
You heard that, Ryan. So listen. What you think of all the drama on the show?
Let's get into that, but I did want to touch on one comment I did see. What was it? Oh, Corey has said, man, I seen an AI diss on Nicki. What is going on? Yes, everybody is coming for the queen, but did you know that she is out? Her Bees in the Trap song is now outselling Cardi B's whole album because she did a mashup with the when you get the what's going on? I don't know the song. Do you remember that song? That band. So they go and they ain't saying nothing. So they mash it up.
Yeah.
So everybody in their mama, when I tell you everybody been doing it in their costumes. The lady that made originally the song says she wants to record with Nicki. That she had Ice Spice, Pink Pantheress, all the stars are now doing this trend. And they said Nicki trends in her sleep. She don't have to do nothing. They said this proves that Nicki could cuss everybody out. Nicki cuss your mama out, and you still gonna be listening to her song next week. So it's just look, that's what Ron said. What's going on by 4 Non-Blondes? Yes. So they mixed that with Nicki Minaj.
I didn't know who made it. I knew the song though.
Yeah, I knew the song. So yeah, don't be laughing. But yeah, it's a really, really good hood baby. I ain't no hood baby. Nah, I love me some alternative music now. Listen, I love some Atlantis and stuff. Don't let me get on the 90s grunge. Right. I went through a 90s grunge phase. Yeah. Listen, I didn't went through Jewel. Listen, I used to love the Jewel's little yodel voice. I ain't no hood baby. Listen, y'all know I grew up in both of them. I was listening to Spice Girls and I was listening to Brownstone. Okay, I was doing both.
Right.
I don't discriminate. I love all music. I love all stars. I love all gossip. So but yeah, so I thought that was interesting when he said that it was an AI, that people are now making AI tracks against the big giants trying to take them down. It's still not working. So let's get into the Braxtons. The Braxtons have been going crazy. I wish go get Tracy up out of there. Go get Tracy and have her come cuss y'all out because y'all acting a dang fool. We need Tracy to come back from the grave. And you know how when they would be fighting and she would stand up and yell and I'm not dealing with this. No, I need that because the girls are they're going out of control. Tamar and Tawanda have been going crazy. And I love Tamar. And Tamar is very much the youngest, which I am the youngest. So I know that we can be very dramatic. We can be very emotional. We're very, we like to speak our mind. And you're going to know how I feel, no matter if I'm right, wrong, or in between.
Right.
So it's interesting to see that Tamar, which we all painted as the villain, and Tamar is this, Tamar is that, but it's really started to look like, Could it be Tawanda has been the villain the whole time? Is Tawanda the villain that we thought Tamar is? It's just crazy. So it's come to find out that Tamar had been taking care of Tawanda all this time through her 2 relationships and marriages. And so it seems like Tawanda's bitter about it. Like, she's super bitter. And she was telling Tam, like, first she invited her to the wedding, and then she disinvited her for some reason. And then she told her, like, well, I don't want you coming to my home, and you're not gonna know where I live. And she said, well, I know where you live because I paid your down payment.
Mm-hmm.
So she gagged her with that one. I said, oh,
yeah. I just think I don't take them seriously anymore. Like, at one point, not that I felt bad, but it used to bug me. Like, I'm like, why would you do all of this and, be doing all this stuff on TV or whatever? But I just think they fame hungry. Like, I just think they hungry for the spotlight.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that kind of, because I know, especially like the Kardashians, sometimes will play up the drama. But they be on social media. Tamar be, yeah, Tawanda, because I ain't like how you such and such. I'm like, oh, they was arguing for real. Hold on. And she was pulling up the receipts. Like, this is when I did pay for this. This is when I paid for you and Andre. This is when this. And then the worst thing that has come out is, one of the nieces is talking about, alleged accusations of molestation by Trina's late husband, Gabe. Right. And which Gabe did have, and not to say this is true, this is a dead man, so he can't, defend himself, but the way, the tendencies that Gabe had and how he was sneaking and creeping and he had that creepiness of not to talk about the dead, but he had a certain creepiness about him that I would believe that he may have made a pass at his niece. And just, I've been in situations where people temperature check you. They might say something to you, or they might send you something inappropriate just to see, if you would do it, if you would be on it, or whatever. So it's just really interesting to see that play out, because he is not here to defend himself, so we really only have one side of the story.
I didn't really like to take that what's her name, what's that sister name,
Trina.
Yeah, I didn't really like the take that Trina had, like,
where she said it may be her story, but it may not be or that may be her truth, but it may not be the truth.
Yeah, I just think that when somebody's making claims or whatever like that, I didn't like the take that she had on it. Like, I felt like it was dismissive of,
it was definitely dismissive for sure.
To say. And it's like, yeah, he's not here to defend himself, but I think that there still was a better way to comfort her.
Mm-hmm.
And to bring her some kind of solace.
I mean, well, this is I think it's a common theme in the Black community that we've heard of, that, people don't believe. That's why a lot of, victims don't come forward, because they're not believed, or it's swept under a rug, or especially the person that has that romantic relationship, they don't want to believe that, because, I think it brings out something in them that makes them feel inadequate or wrong or whatever. And so,
I'm not saying drag him. Because obviously he's not here to defend himself.
Exactly.
But it's common knowledge that he has a history.
He has a history, exactly. So it's like, I can't, I wouldn't put it past him. So
yeah, it's common knowledge, and they've aired it out on the show that he had all this stuff going on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Related to stuff like that. So I didn't like the take that she had on it. And a part of me is like, I don't like that they're putting it all out on TV like that, on reality TV. It seems real outlandish to me. And like the whole, well, I know where you live because I did your down payment. Well, you be stealing stuff from people too. You steal men because you slept with Tony's ex-husband, and I'm like,
right, that was
like,
that was terrible. But if you notice, she did not deny stealing. she didn't deny that. She just
Oh,
said
of course.
you be stealing too. And I
I
even
mean, but she has
she has it on her record for
yeah,
that.
that's
She
what I was
has a
gonna say.
record for that already
Yeah, that's what
doing
I was
that.
gonna say.
So this is not something that's new for Tawana. So I think that she just hit below the belt. You know, people when they deflect, they like to do that. So I think that's what she was doing. So and the funny thing is Tony been trying to stay out of it. Tony is like, I'm tired, I'm done. She just want to be with her man. It's so funny that she's really married to Birdman. Did you see the Birdman, the Cash Money versus 504?
No, I didn't.
Or No Limit, the No Limit versus Cash Money. I watched clips of it. I haven't really liked versus. They haven't been doing good on the production side enough for me, like putting it together, and it's
Well,
just not that great to me anymore.
I didn't. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. I did like it a little bit in the beginning. You know, of course, I liked when Bone Thugs was on there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I run to whatever Bone was on.
Right.
So I did like when they was on there. I don't think that a lot of them. Maybe they're just not put together or organized well enough.
That's what it is for me. I just don't like that.
I think that's a lot of it. Like
I just don't know why. These are people that go on tour all the time. Y'all do live shows all the time. Y'all do live recordings. Why not have everything ironclad? This the song we gonna play. This how long it's gonna go on. This who gonna be featured. This who gonna come out on the stage. Only bring people out that's performing. We don't need the whole crew on stage. I just think it logistically doesn't look good anymore. I honestly like during the pandemic where people would be at their house and they would just, I'm gonna play this song, you play this song. I feel like that was more engaging than making these big productions that are just sloppy and thrown together, and it gets kind of boring as a viewer. It gets real boring after a while where it's just like, I don't know. I've never been a fan of a lot of rappers that don't have a lot of like when it's be a whole bunch of men huddled up on the stage and you just sit there, you just rap a little bit and this and that. Like, that's not really exciting to me. Like, one of the best performers I've ever seen is Future, and I'm not even a big Future fan, but he was so energetic, and you know, I like that type of style. So this versus definitely wasn't for me. I did enjoy some of the songs that they did, but I don't know. But they claim, you know, they saw Tamar was there supporting her brother-in-law because she said Tony couldn't be there. So that was really a highlight of it, seeing her relationship with Birdman, and you know, just being there, being that little sister-in-law.
And her dabbing the sweat off his head, like, was that out of place?
Hell yeah, I would have dabbed Tamar over her head. But that's the thing with Tamar, she always go too dang on far. Like, you're just doing too much.
That was very much out of place. Furthermore, I think that, I mean, you don't know what people have going on, but I'm like, why was Tony not there? But then when they called her, like, she was sitting somewhere chilling. Like, hey.
Right. Yeah, you know. But you know, Tony still have her illnesses and things that she's dealing with, you know. I mean,
so. but she traveling the tour.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. So I mean, but they claim that her and Birdman have a relationship that they don't hold each other back from the stuff that they're doing, and I think she really likes.
Yeah.
I think she likes the freedom that it's not that they hold her back. It's just they're very free. They don't got to spend every day together. They don't necessarily live together all the time. They don't be up under each other all the time, which I think for her is freeing. Coming from the relationship she had in the past where she was working with her husband, working on music, going on tour, you know, all of that, you know. I think she likes the you know, it's light. It's a light marriage. You know, that's what people been going through. That's the kind of marriage I want. I want a light marriage. I ain't trying to see you every day. Well, Whoopi say, I don't want nobody in my house. So
I feel it. But I mean, as far as the verses, I didn't like
and Wayne didn't come. That was the biggest thing. If Wayne would have come, it would have been that too. It would have been so much better.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that too. You know, when they was doing all of the like the mergers and selling verses to, you know, they was with Triller at one point, and then they sold to Elon Musk or whatever, and I think I took a little offense with that, you know, when they started rocking with Elon Musk. So I kind of fell off of the verses for a minute. And then this one, I'll be honest with you, like, I loved all of No Limit, and I loved all the Cash Money, but I didn't really have any intention of watching it anyway because I knew that Lil Wayne wasn't going to be there.
Yeah, and
I
that
just
was
feel
just
like I just feel like you should have done something to try to work out something to have Lil Wayne there and have Nicki there and have I can't stand Drake, but have Drake there and like I just
not
think
my champagne poppy.
I'm
Ah,
just like I
I
I
love Drake.
I think that it was I
I
think it was
never
kind of
fell
foul
for the
to
I never fell for the Drake propaganda.
I felt like it was kind of foul to rock it without them. And I just think to me it lost a lot of power by
Yeah,
not having Wayne there because a lot at, at least half
half.
of the Cash Money catalog is Lil Wayne
So
because I
Wayne,
mean at
yeah.
one point wasn't nobody of the Hot Boys left but Lil Wayne.
Right. He carried it. He literally carried
Right.
once BG and Juvenile left, it was just stunting like my daddy. Like it was
Right.
just them. And I understand that he had, Birdman took literal shots at him.
Yeah.
He was with Young Thug and Young Thug came out trolling him. So I get it, but I just really hate it for the community. That I feel like it would have came together a lot better. And
To me that tarnished it.
they tarnished it. They tarnished their name. They tarnished their record. And I feel like the consensus was that No Limit won, which is crazy to me when you think about the crazy run that Cash Money had. But without Wayne, there was no show. So
Yeah. Yeah.
well, that's all I have for the hot topics today, guys.
All right, cuz. Well, listen, I think that this was really, really dope.
Mm-hmm.
I had a very, very good time
Miss Kym Sellers.
talking to Kym Sellers. I think that it was really, really dope. Like I appreciate her for coming on to the podcast. I just think that it was really, really dope, and I think that she's motivated and encouraged and inspired so many people over the years. So
Mm-hmm.
to me, it made perfect sense to have her here on the podcast tonight. I appreciate all of the people who tuned in and who was rocking the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all really did the damn thing. Tiff, I love you. I appreciate you being in them comments. Corey, I appreciate you being on. Reese, I appreciate you being out there. I love the fact that a lot of people, Ron, thank you for coming on. A lot of people, set aside the time to make sure that they got on here. And just, kind of going back to Kym Sellers being on the podcast, once in a while, you have a conversation that doesn't just end, it stays with you permanently. Today was one of those moments. Hearing from Kym Sellers, it reminds us that purpose does not retire, passion does not fade, and faith, well, that's the part of the story that keeps you standing. Even when life tries to knock you down, and life will always try to kick
And
you down.
your faith may waver. It may
Yeah,
waver some,
absolutely,
but
absolutely,
please keep the faith. And it don't matter how many times you fall. Just know that you can always get up.
absolutely,
What
absolutely.
Donnie McClurkin said, I want to take y'all to church. We
Sweet.
fall down, but we get up. Like for real, listen, that's all we can say. And I've been dealing with so much that I really needed those encouraging words.
Yeah,
And thank you for all our transcenders, especially Ron.
absolutely.
Thank you for always giving us so much love. Like I really needed this
Yeah.
today.
Like I haven't talked to Kym. It's been over 20 years since I had talked to Kym. So like it was really, really dope having her on. Kym, if you are listening to this,
We love you.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for the example that you have set, for the strength you have shown, and for unknowingly being one of the reasons I found my courage behind the microphone and behind the camera. I think this was really great. And honestly, you being on here is what Transcending the Culture is all about. Us using our platform, using our pain, and using our purpose to push each other forward. So until next time, I am James. You guys can get me on pretty much all social media at I am James Grant. I do still have Authentically James floating around out there on Instagram, so you guys can get me on there as well. For the podcast network, it is UGD Podcast Radio on all platforms. so you guys can get us there. Please, 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 please make sure that you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you get all of our updates, that you know when we are going live and when we post new material. Just a reminder, we do have a conversation coming up with Treasure Thompson. That is going to be so amazing. Y'all know that Queen is going to hit that up.
Listen, I cannot wait, honey, because
we'll
I'm a Treasure fan, honey. When you said that, I said, "Ooh, not my girl."
So yeah,
so I'm so excited for that. You guys can also follow me at Cat Queen. You can also get my podcast page on Instagram at Cat Gotya. And I will be selling tickets on Friday for a Halloween showcase. You guys can come out and celebrate, have fun with me, turn up. I will be in costume. I'm not sure which one yet, but I will be darling. It might be a little. I might be giving it away, but you guys will see me on Friday. Love ya.
And just a reminder too, the audio version of Transcending the Culture will now start hitting Apple, Spotify, and iHeart, and all of the streaming platforms. So you guys will very soon, within the next week or so, you will be able to get the audio version there. Remember, you guys can hit the website, ugdpodcastingandradio.info, and you can watch any of the past episodes. And once again, we do want to thank Kym Sellers for coming on the platform. We appreciate you guys for tuning in with us, and we are checking out of here. Deuces, y'all.